Welcome. Welcome. On behalf of the Penfield family, I welcome you as we celebrate the life of Dawn. I believe you all know me. I'm Tracy, Abby and Dawn's eldest offspring. And is this the right distance? Yes. Working? Okay. I have to say something about the weather. The fact that I'm in wool and people are in, their long johns and so forth after the last week we've had is, I know what Don would say. Typical Penfield is what he would say. And, it's typical New England really, but thank you all for coming. And I don't know if all the blankets have been given out, but there's more blankets we could get if you're cold. The other thing you could do is we're going to have some sing-alongs. Stand up and sing along, Get up and move around. And we will be dancing, but that's further ahead in the evening. I was so aware, and I am so aware, as you all arrived, that this is really, truly a celebration for all of us. Yes, it is a celebration for the life of Don Penfield, and it is a celebration of the enduring friendships that he engendered. He really was a people pollinator. I think they're gone now. I wanted to, and I will appreciate anyways, my friends Samantha Moffett and Carrie DeWolf, who were playing the music as you all arrived. They've played music while I've actually done a lot of work performing and teaching and dancing with them over the years. And Don played the accordion. I don't know if you all knew that, but so it was very appropriate music. Yeah. My main message before we get into this first round of sharing is both a word and a visual aid. The word is brevity. We all know that Don loved to spin a long yarn, and he loved to listen as other people spun their long yarns, but we don't have time for everybody to speak at great length today. So we're hoping when we invite guests to speak, that you will keep your remembrance to 3 minutes if you can, if that's possible. And so I'm the kind of person who needs a visual aid. I really don't think I'm going to use it, and probably won't, but for me, having this as an image in my head, and it is a real it's a shepherd's crook that I borrowed from a sheepkeeper friend of mine. So this is just to remember that we'd really like it to be like 3 minutes or so. Okay. And if there will be moments where we will be inviting guests to share. Kent will tell you a little bit about an opportunity later on. If you don't stand up at first, there will be another opportunity later for you to speak. I just want to make sure that, so Tom, I want to thank Tom Jellison down here in the corner, who was a longtime partner in crime of Don's and therefore a friend. And he has loaned us his sound system and later on his expertise as a DJ. And if you wish to speak, raise your hand or stand up and he will bring you a wireless mic, okay? That will make it easier. Some members of the family are going to be coming up here, in fact all of them I believe, but if you don't want to get up and come here, just raise your hand and Tom will bring you the mic. There is one other person I want to honor before we focus on Dawn. I believe that everyone here came to pay tribute to Abby as much as to Dawn. And just a second before you do that, I imagine that at one point, every person here that we all have been mothered, grandmothered, befriended, supported, humored, fed, and otherwise nurtured in Abby's light. And so I invite you to join me in giving a cheer for Abby. Thank you. I always tell my friends I lucked out in the mom department. Appropriately, our first remembrance will be a poem composed by Abby for this occasion, and it will be delivered by my brother's 3 children. Actually, his son is going to read something written by Dawn. Come on up. That's Graham, and then Susanna and Sylvia will read the poem.
We are freezing. we grew up here and we were not prepared for this. So. Anyways, we do have blankets around, so we can pass those too. I'm Susanna. I am the oldest of the 3 of us, and we are the babies of the family, so it's rare that we get to speak first, but here we are. And today you're going to be hearing from all of our cousins, who are all sitting over here. So we are actually not going to be sharing our own memories right now, but we are up here first to give voice to our grandparents' words in forms that I think many of you will find familiar and authentic to how each like to communicate. First, from Dawn, life advice, which will be read by Graham via a Trinity Alumni magazine. And then Sylvia and I are going to read our grandmother Abby's Pooh Hum, which is a form of rhyming prose that originated from Winnie the Pooh and has become an Abby staple at all Penfield family occasions. But we'll start with Graham.
Shortly after I graduated from Trinity College a year ago, Grandpa showed me his 50th reunion class directory. When thinking about what to say for today, one section on Don's page stood out to me. The section was Message to your classmates and life advice to your children and their children. He shared 4 things. The first was, timing and luck don't just happen. They are the result of effort, survivorship, creativity, fortitude, and all elements that create positive, forward momentum in the way one leads one's life. The second was the most important words in the world. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Thirdly, he said, don't flaunt what you have, respect what others have and haven't in beliefs and material possessions. And lastly, he said, most importantly, make your wife your best friend. The older you get, the more you realize what they have given to you.
All right, and now Abby's Pooh Hum for Dawn's celebration of life. The man I knew had several sides. They were funny, warm, and usually wise.
We shared over 70 years, full of laughter and occasional tears. I think of him as we grew old together, enjoying or cursing all kinds of weather.
Ever curious about goings-on, wanting to make his mark, Dawn asked questions of strangers, not content to be in the dark.
He made up stories, shared them with all who would listen. I would set the record straight, for some of the facts would be missing.
When our kids went off to college, we inherited their horses. Mine was sweet, Dawn's was naughty. Our equine adventures were far from shoddy. We rode for fun, never intending to learn, nor did we.
Our midlife crisis led us to a seahorse. Zapard was a floating barge, which became second home to us. For 33 years, we toured canals, rivers, and seas on the European continent. How many museums and churches could we see?
Our family loved going to musicals carols, and we often sang along. With Don playing his accordion, the whole family sang the songs.
Our voices sounded mighty fine. Our musicianship was hardly formal. From the Fantastics, Don lived the line, "Oh, please God, don't let me be normal."